Yes, it's happening, that moment we've all been waiting for since we first saw the Gauntlets in action. Where Winds Meet is expected to launch its brand new 2.0 major update, the Hidden Mountain, on July 23rd, with it marking the beginning of a brand new Wuxia era for Where Winds Meet, ushering in the next evolution of the Wuxia experience. This update seeks to improve the game, pushing it into full AAA quality, upgrading the map exploration with lots of verticality, the combat feel with a whole new martial art and a brand new weapon, and narrative presentation. All of you young wanderers will be able to enter a mysterious ancient tech city that has remained hidden for over 1,000 years, allowing you to uncover the secrets of the reclusive Mohist Hill, solving intricate puzzles with their ancient mechanisms, and facing all new mechanical bosses. The devs were kind enough to reach out and sponsor today's video for me to check out the update ahead of its launch, giving me access to a press build where I could check it out and see what's coming up. They specifically wanted me, as a returning player who has put a lot of hours into the game previously, to come back, see what it's all about, and share my impressions with you folks who may be in a similar position. I'll be providing a brief overview of what you can expect without spoiling too much so you can actually enjoy it playing through yourself, but just be mindful that you will see some stuff that is in the new update. After that, I'll be doing a full deep dive on the BambooCut Kite path, breaking down all of the combos and skills for the Gauntlet and the Rope Dart, their 4 unique new Innerways, and even the new gear that pairs with them. If you're excited for the Gauntlets like I am, you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. In order to get to the new zone, which is an island just above Xinghe, you will of course need to continue on with the main story quest, which returns to the mainline narrative, reuniting the young master with old friends such as Jin Zongyuan, everyone's favourite Ying Ying, and Feng Jisheng, following a set of clues from Kai Feng, gradually uncovering and solving the old secrets behind the Hidden Mountain. The vibe they've gone for is very much a steampunk style, with ancient engineering meeting martial arts. You'll see lots of mechanized contraptions, stuff made out of wood and cogs and brass, reflected in the questline's presentation and the general gameplay. You'll be using your Celestial Seas Mystic skill quite a bit just throughout the world, such as grabbing these chain contraptions and linking them to other nodes, allowing you to build the foundation, as it were, to lay down wooden planks and create a bridge, solving similar themed mechanical puzzles and gameplay elements. And of course, you will see mechanical contraptions in the form of enemies, humanoid wooden golems, and other things as well, all in line with the Mohist Hill legendary engineering and craftsmanship. This all ramps up when you actually reach the new region, the Hidden Mountain, with it being the first large-scale vertical mountain map in Where Winds Meet, centered around an ancient Mohist city. The map combines Eastern mystery with steampunk-like imagination, bringing with it the Mohist main city, the Skyward City, and a crashed wooden kite, all together forming a hidden Eastern mechanical continent. Now, Where Winds Meet is already a game that features quite a lot of verticality as it is. However, this new region really takes that to the next level. You've got 3 layers of vertical space to explore: the surface forests, the suspended cloud paths, and the underground Mohist city, connecting into one continuous exploration space. Cliffs, caves, and areas behind waterfalls can all be explored independently. There are loads of interactive mechanical puzzles scattered around the map, in a very similar vein to what you've seen on your approach over to the Hidden Mountain, where you'll use your mystic skills, namely Celestial Seas as I've seen, to control and assemble components, creating mechanical birds and traversal devices, unlocking hidden routes, and just doing really cute stuff like fixing and assembling cat houses and cat trees. It's pretty straightforward but super cute and fun. New creatures like these damn monkeys that constantly lob rocks at you and show you their ass. 5 new oddities you'll be using Celestial Seas with a lot. Meow Meow cats, 4 new treasure chest types. All sorts of good stuff to go uncover. There's a bunch of really cool bosses to face off against as well, again staying with the Mohist Hill engineering craftsmanship theme, including mechanized beasts and deadly puppets. Like this new world boss, the Ironheart Centipede. It was totally beating my ass, and then I realized it was on story mode with deflection assist, which of course for my own personal pride I had to change and at least put it on recommended without deflect assist, but I was shook at how much damage it was doing on story mode. There's also a new campaign boss to face off against, the Puppet Sword Maiden, after you complete the quest through the lower section of Mohist City, the Deep Wave Works, taking you down underwater to explore all the mechanisms and puzzles, progressing through until you get to the boss encounter. These were both super fun. I don't want to go into too much detail with them though. I want you to go enjoy them for yourself. You'll notice that I was using the new BambooCut Kite martial arts against them with the new weapon, the Gauntlets, and that is something that I am very happy to go into detail with. Over in the path guide, where you can see the breakdowns and recommendations for all of the martial art paths, it describes the BambooCut Kite path of being capable of providing sustained damage through Falcon's Pursuit and unleashing a powerful finishing punch for massive burst damage using the weapon's resources. It also provides some CC options, mostly with the rope dart, which will be more of a supporting role for the actual main weapon, the Gauntlets. Overall, it features maximum mobility with very high DPS and control. As I say, what you'll find is that the rope dart takes on a supplementary role to power up the gauntlets, which are the main event, and you're going to also see that reflected in your rotations, of course. With this detailed breakdown, you're going to see exactly why that's the case. Let's dive into the gauntlets and take a look at all of your inputs. Your base light attack, Righteous Rain, throws quick punches up to 6 times, and when light attack number 6 hits an enemy, it triggers Falcon Pursuit, dealing multi-hit damage and a lot of damage at that, whilst restoring 0.1 bars of Heaven's Will, the path weapon's resource, or 10% of 1 bar. After using the 6th light attack, your combo will immediately chain into the second one, allowing you to get to the combo finisher quicker. Outside of the arena, light attacks number 5 and 6 will grant you tenacity. The weapon's bread and butter, it's good damage, very flashy, and provides some resource. It has a varied combo, Wicked Defiance, which is referring to the riposte you can do after a perfect dodge, whereby a light attack follow-up will close in, performing a shoulder strike. If it connects, it restores 0.1 of Heaven's Will, 0.2 if you're playing in arena, finishing up with a heavy punch. Outside of arena, you will have tenacity during this. The heavy attack, Virtuous Enthroned, allows you to chain up to 4 heavy attacks in a combo, of which after doing the first and second, you are able to immediately chain into the 3rd light attack in that combo string, and or after the 3rd and 4th heavy attacks allows you to immediately chain into the 5th light attack. An interesting option. I'm not sure if it's worth actually doing that or just sticking with the light attack, but that can be tested out later. But the charged heavy attack is what makes this weapon absolutely devastating. It's the thing you've probably seen in clips. The Gauntlet's magnum opus, its crescendo, its finisher. By charging your heavy attack, you will do Viled Condemned. With at least 2 segments of Heaven's Will, you can hold down and charge up your heavy attack, which will also consume endurance, punching slightly forward to initiate a grapple. This afflicts them with unrighteousness, meaning it will do the full damage to them, but only 50% of damage to other enemies caught in the blast, and then initiates the joint attack with the Falcon, some powerful swings, and a massive final attack that deals incredible damage. During it, you'll gain super armor and even 50% damage reduction, dealing 70% more HP damage to non-player enemies. This is impacted by the Innerways Soaring High, which will allow you to charge it up to 3 bars and even more if you hold it down, granting full invincibility during the execution, making it even more powerful. Building up the Heaven's Will resource in order to do this big powerful finisher Viled Condemned, or Vile Condemned End with the Innerway boost, is the loop of the weapon. It's how you play it. And it is super fun, it is mega satisfying. And of course, we've got the 2 abilities as well. The martial arts skill Heavenwill Declared either jumps up and punches the ground if the enemy's close by, or will gap close to far away enemies by grabbing a falcon and jumping over to them. It can be cast again with a follow-up skill Celestial Mandate, summoning in a falcon to do a few powerful hits, and restoring 0.1 of your Heaven's Will, so this will also be used for your resource gain, giving you brief invulnerability whilst you step back. The special skill All Under Justice has a 6-second cooldown but also consumes endurance, unleashing 4 rapid fist blasts forward, dealing an additional 20% damage to non-player targets. In non-arena mode, you gain tenacity whilst casting it, and after finishing, you can immediately follow up with the 5th light attack in its combo chain. Remember, the light attack combo chain is 6 hits, with the Falcon finisher providing resource gain, so being able to go straight into the 5th attack is really good, meaning you're going to want to use this skill whenever it's off cooldown. The The dual weapon switchover skill performs a quick sweep kick and then throws a punch, after which you can immediately chain into your third light attack, so be mindful to go straight into that. That was the Heavenwill Gauntlets, the main course, but we do also have the Skyrasp rope dart, which does support it very nicely, but you won't be spending anywhere near as much time using this weapon as you will the gauntlets. The light attack is a string of 4 consecutive hits, nothing special here. The heavy attack Boundless Whirl is a big AoE attack dealing multiple hits to all surrounding enemies for a couple of seconds, before finishing it with a powerful strike. This will consume one whole segment of Heaven's Will if it's available to increase the damage range and deal an extra 30% of damage. I do not think that's worth because your resource is very important for your big finisher on the gauntlets, which is your massive damage dealer. The martial art skill Snaring Lash throws the rope dart forward from quite a distance, and after connecting will allow you to gap close to the enemy, then performing a jump kick to knock an enemy down. When it's versus a boss in solo mode and their chi is below 50%, it'll do this cool grapple attack Soaring Stance Sever to yank the boss, slamming them into the ground. With the Innerways Sky Grip, it will also inflict Heaven's Might for 24 seconds, increasing the damage of Falcon's Pursuit and the Viled Condemned finisher by an extra 10% of HP damage, and will also trigger Falcon's Pursuit, which is very powerful, and of course restores some Heaven's Will. What this means is you're going to want to use Snaring Lash whenever it's off cooldown to prime the enemies to take more damage from your Falcon's Pursuit and your Viled Condemned finisher. The special skill Sky Snare Stance, that was some sexy S alliteration there, goddamn, lassos the rope dart forward, coiling it in violently to pull and gather enemies in range, applying root to non-boss monsters for 4 seconds, and grants oneness, which I think is called Heaven's Unity elsewhere, but we'll talk about that in just a sec with the Innerways. The dual weapon switchover skill is just a simple attack. So you can see here that whilst it does appear useful and it does have its own merits, it is first and foremost supplementary to the gauntlets. Let's also take a look at the 4 new Innerways that the martial arts path will come with. Just bear in mind that these are all tier 6, so some of the effects you might not see until you've upgraded it a few times. First, we've got Soaring High. This allows the gauntlet's charge attack to become even more powerful. It strengthens the Falcon's Pursuit and Viled Condemned attacks, and it also gives us that shortcut to the 5th attack in the light combo chain, after the perfect dodge riposte Wicked Defiance, or the martial skill follow-up Celestial Mandate. Then we have Sky Gripped. This gives the rope dart's martial skill Snaring Lash Heaven's Might, the buff that increases the damage of Falcon's Pursuit and Viled Condemned attacks by 10%, and it also gives Snaring Lash that additional Falcon's Pursuit. And over here is where we see that Heaven's Unity state, which I think is what that oneness is referring to, increasing the amount of Heaven's Will gained from 0.1 bars to 0.3. It also increases the damage of that boss grapple and restores more Heaven's Will. Thirdly, we have Empirical Edge. When martial arts triggered effects deal damage, of which you can see below, it's like the extra attacks. You gain cognition for 8 seconds, stacking up to 5 times, increasing physical pen and all types of attribute attack pen by 2 when calculating the damage of martial art triggered effects, with an additional increase of 2 for Falcon's Pursuit and Viled Condemned attacks with the gauntlets, meaning that your extra attacks like the Falcon's Pursuit strengthens your Falcon Pursuit attacks, and very importantly the Viled Condemned finisher. And lastly, we have Celestial Vigor. After triggering a perfect dodge, you gain 3 stacks of Unceasing for 8 seconds, increasing damage and healing dealt by 0.5%, whilst reducing damage taken by enemies by 0.5%. It also increases your damage and healing within 5 meters, and reduces your damage taken by enemies that are more than 5 meters away, and Unceasing will stack up to 5 times. Very cool for the damage increase and damage reduction, lending to the high mobility perfect dodging playstyle. Not sure I'd take it over Morale Chant, but it's pretty cool. And no, I did not forget about the gear as well. On the weapons side, we've got the Ether Wrath set. Hitting a boss or player grants a stack of Ether Wrath up till 5, increasing all types of attack damage by 1% for 8 seconds per stack. And at maximum 5 stacks grants 4 additional attribute attack pen for all types when martial art trigger effects deal damage. You can also fast track over to maximum ether stacks by just triggering a perfect dodge, once again lending to this high mobility perfect dodge playstyle. And on the armor side, we've got the Exalted Righteousness set. At 4 pieces, triggering a perfect dodge grants honor bound for 5 seconds, reducing HP damage taken by 10%, and further reduces critical damage and affinity damage taken by 12%. It can only be gained once every 10 seconds, but it does last for 5 seconds. With this sort of stuff in mind, maybe you do want to stick to that 4th Innerway and just integrate perfect dodging into your gameplay. And there you have it, a deep dive into all of the new stuff with the gauntlets, the rope darts, the Innerways, and the gear. Everything you will need to know to hit the ground running once the update launches. I've had a ton of fun exploring the Hidden Mountain region and trying out all of the new stuff. It's a fantastic time to jump back into the game if you've had a little break or if you're just waiting for new stuff. Even though the previous updates were pretty cool in their own right, this is going to feel like something totally different. Thank you very much for watching, thank you to the Where Winds Meet devs for sponsoring the video, and I will see you on Hidden Mountain.